So welcome to the second lecture for our introductory, the intermediate macroeconomics 1 course. Just to give you a little bit of recap, first lecture we've discussed the syllabus. We've also understood what is it that we are going to deal with in this particular course. And we started with an introduction regarding the labor market. So we were discussing the basic things, how to define the participation rate, how to define the unemployment rate. We were talking about the basic things, all right? And then I gave you one question. We were discussing that, we have our entire population and इस entire population को हम अलग-अलग categorizations में divide कर रहे हैं. And the question was, where do we fit in the people, and precisely the people who are doing housework. So mostly females and, the people who can potentially work, but, because their work is not paid for or they are just doing the work in the house. So where will they fall into? Will they be considered here? Or will they be a part of here, this particular categorization? Will they be considered a part of this, or will they be considered a part of this? And you can have multiple answers for this. You should have multiple answers for this. So anybody would like to try or comment on this?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, some websites said that we do not treat women as liabilities in the society. So we will be counting their jobs as their job of making a home as a job. And on Coda, somebody is saying that because the definition of somebody doing a job is not getting followed up by women doing household work. So it's not a job. So I can't find a simple correct answer to this.
Quora is anything. I can write anything. I can write any bullshit answer on Quora. Quora, I can't trust on Quora. You should not. You should also not trust on Quora. You can also write anything on Quora. I can also write anything on Quora. Similarly, I can write anything on Wikipedia. You can also write anything. Wikipedia is editable, right? So for official things, never believe Quora, never believe Wikipedia. And I mean, so और बहुत सारी websites होती हैं जिसको, not the official sources, so we cannot believe them as well. So yeah, good. But I'm glad you did the Google search. I'm glad you did that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, or बताओ. Any other comments?
It could be out of labor force.
Okay, and what could be the reason for that?
No, ma'am, just a second. No, not out of labor force, but the last block where the retired, the children, disability, this is given. It could be here.
All right.
Because they're not participating in the employment and like they're not getting participated. So I feel that the last block should be the answer.
So last block meaning here or here?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. This one. Yes, ma'am.
So this one. अच्छा, let's make our life very very simple. आप मेरे को एक बात बताओ, इन दोनों में से अगर मैं पूछूं, so where should we categorize them, here or here?
Second.
So 1 and 2. अब बता.
Ma'am, second.
One.
Okay, some people are saying 1, some people are saying 2. What should we do? Are they retired?
No.
Are they children?
No.
Are they disabled?
No.
Are they behind bars?
No.
Are they doing armed forces work?
Not at all. That's a one.
Right. And they, if they want to, they are capable of doing work. If they, if they go out of house, they do some job, they can potentially do the job, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So they should not be kept a part of this. So they should be a part of this because they can seek potential employment, right? Are we clear with this?
Yes, ma'am.
One thing is clear. Okay. Next thing, what else? Now, so one thing is clear. Now, out of this.
Out of labor force.
So this is 1, this is 2. Now, what should we do?
According to what you taught in the last class, we should put them in two because you said that wishful thinking is not allowed here. So
Yes. So basically, so obviously it's a value judgment. See, there is no so the answer will depend on how you are treating things, how you are defining things. But ideally, the way we treat things here, based on that, we will be keeping them out of labor force. Why? Because when do we say that somebody is employed? When they do some work in exchange of some remuneration, right? So right now, what is happening? They are doing work, but they are not getting any remuneration, or their work is not getting accounted for, right? The same job, if they are doing somewhere else and getting paid for it, they will be considered a part of being employed. So because of that reason, they won't be treated a part of this. And neither they are seeking employment, nor they are looking for job, because they are already working, right? वो ऑलरेडी काम कर रहे हैं ना, वो जॉब ढूंढ रहे हैं, वो ऑलरेडी काम कर रहे हैं, बट सिचुएशन बस ये है कि उनको उस काम के पैसे नहीं मिल रहे हैं, राइट? तो क्या होगा यहाँ पे इस सिचुएशन में? दे विल बी कंसिडर्ड अ पार्ट ऑफ आउट ऑफ लेबर फोर्स, बट आइडियली इट शुड नॉट हैपन, राइट? आर वी क्लियर विद दिस लॉजिक?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है. So Ananya is saying, ma'am, since they are not actively looking for jobs and simply working in the household, they cannot be a part of unemployed people. Perfect. So in my opinion, they are out of labor force. Very correct. If they start actively looking for job, then they become unemployed. Perfect. There also comes the complex question of whether household work is a part of work in the society. But on the base level, I believe that. हाँ. So again, ये वो हमारी value judgment है कि उसको employment मानेंगे कि नहीं. But बहुत ही basic sense में employment कब माना जाता है? When there is an exchange of money in exchange of some service or some work. ठीक है? So this is what we will be doing. Fine. Chalo. Okay. So let's move on. Let's discuss other things now. So, okay. All right. So first thing that we are going to do now is we are going to talk a little bit more regarding these employment, unemployment, out of labor force numbers, just to tell you how these dynamics are between these numbers. So Abhi, I'm going to show you a little bit of data, and let me tell you what is the reference for this data. So ये जो भी data के बारे में I'm going to talk right now, the reference is average monthly flow. And you don't have to remember the numbers. The objective here is to understand how to read the data and, alongside understand these concepts. So average monthly flow between employment, unemployment, and non-participation. In US, between 1994 to 1999. So basically जो भी अभी हम लोग डेटा के बारे में बात करने वाले हैं, whatever data we are going to talk about, the reference for that is for every single month from 1994 to 1999, the data on employment number, the data on unemployment number, and the data on non-participation of people was considered, and the average was taken. And based on those numbers, we are creating this diagram that I'm about to make. Okay, so that is your reference. And based on that, we will see what all comes out. So we have three categories here. So the first category is employment. So the number of people who were employed in the data range that I've mentioned on the monthly basis were 127 million. 127 million. Okay, the number of people who were out of labor force, and we also call it non-participation. That number was 66.7 million. And the number of people who were unemployed it was 7 million. All right. So these are the three main points that I have, right? Now you know that it's not like if somebody is employed, they'll always be employed. Some people have employment right now, they will become unemployed. Or some people will decide, I don't want to do work anymore, or they quit, they have some emergency or whatever. So they can move from employment to unemployment. They can move from employment to out of labor force. And is there any other movement which can happen?
Out of labor force to unemployment if they start looking for job.
My starting point. So we'll fix कि हमारा starting point है employment. Currently the person is employed. Right? Let's say I'm employed right now. So मैं या तो unemployed हो जाऊंगी या तो मैं out of labor force हो जाऊंगी. उसके अलावा भी मेरे पास कोई option है क्या? Retirement. Okay. Yes, that is also one option. Yes. But चलो assuming कि मैं पोटेंशियल वर्किंग लोगों में हूं, मैं रिटायर नहीं हुई हूं, तो और कोई ऑप्शन है क्या? मैं अभी हाँ बोलो
I don't think so because these are the two things, unemployment and out of labor force only.
Okay, so let's say now if I change my statement कि I am working at a particular company. ठीक है, अब यहां से कहीं और चीजें हो सकती हैं क्या? या तो मैं उस कंपनी से मैंने छोड़ दिया, अनएम्प्लॉयड हो गई और मैं कहीं और ढूंढने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ, या मैंने काम करना ही छोड़ दिया, और भी कोई तीसरा ऑप्शन हो सकता है क्या?
निकाला जा सकता है मैम, ले ऑफ, सैकिंग ऑफ वाला पार्ट।
चलो
But वो
निकाल के भी फिर मैं अनएम्प्लॉयड ही हुई ना।
हाँ,
लेकिन मेरे को एक जगह से दूसरी जगह नौकरी भी तो मिल सकती है ना। I can be employed from one place to other place immediately, right?
yes ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
there could be one movement from here to here. There could be one movement from here to here, and there could be one movement from here to here only, right? हो सकता है ना ऐसा?
Ma'am, but वो तो
Yes.
पहले employment से then unemployment होगा and then switching back to employment because you are
Employment from one place to other, switching from one company to other, इधर से उधर आप बस employment switch कर रहे हो, just switching the companies or places.
within the same company.
No, there are multiple companies ना.
So ma'am, पहले तो you will be unemployed because उस time duration either it will be
नहीं,
very short.
मैं एक कंपनी में हूँ, ठीक है, और मेरे को जब दूसरे कंपनी से ऑफर मिला तभी मैंने यहाँ पे अपना नोटिस पीरियड डाला, ऐसा हो सकता है, और ऐसा होता है,
Yes ma'am.
है ना? कि लोग क्यों, why would somebody want to have a gap period? People don't want that ना,
Yes ma'am, got it.
है ना? तो people can move from employment to employment only. People can move from here to here, here to here. Similarly, अब यहां से कहां कहां पे मूवमेंट हो सकती है? अगर कोई इंसान अनएम्प्लॉयड है तो वो कहां कहां से मूव कर सकता है? या तो वो आउट ऑफ लेबर फोर्स हो जाएगा, या तो फिर उसको एम्प्लॉयमेंट मिल जाएगा, राइट?
Yes ma'am.
और
Yes.
अनएम्प्लॉयड से अनएम्प्लॉयड का तो कोई मीनिंग है नहीं, देयर इज नो मीनिंग ऑफ अनएम्प्लॉयड टू अनएम्प्लॉयड, राइट?
Yes ma'am.
Similarly, if somebody is out of labor force, what can happen? They can either take employment or they can start looking for jobs, and then they can become a part of unemployed people, right? So
Yes.
we can have these two options. राइट?
Yes.
तो ये जो नंबर्स, जो हमारा रेफरेंस डेटा था 1994 से 1999, एवरेज मंथली डेटा जो था, वो जब डेटा निकल के आया तो जो एवरेज नंबर्स निकल के आए वो क्या थे कि 3.5 मिलियन पीपल जो हैं दे आर स्विचिंग जॉब्स एवरी मंथ. ठीक है? एंड देन एम्प्लॉयमेंट से अनएम्प्लॉयड कितने लोग जा रहे हैं? 1.5 मिलियन. एंड एम्प्लॉयमेंट से आउट ऑफ लेबर फोर्स कितने लोग जा रहे हैं? 1.7 मिलियन. ठीक है? तो अगर ये पहली कैटेगरी की बात करी जाए कि जो लोग शुरू में एम्प्लॉयड थे, तो इनिशियली व्हाट वाज द नंबर ऑफ टोटल पीपल हु आर एम्प्लॉयड? 127 मिलियन. उसमें से व्हाट इज द टोटल नंबर ऑफ पीपल हु सेपरेटेड? How many separations happened?
1.5 and 1.7.
Separations. So separations का क्या मतलब होगा? कि there is some movement which happened. So we call this a separation. We call this a separation. Do we call this also a separation? People separated from their companies, na? They moved to different companies, but they still separated from their previous companies, right?
But they are still in the employment category only.
Yes, but separations होना मतलब movement हुई,
Okay, ma'am.
right? तो कितने separations हुए total? 1.5 million plus 1.7 million plus 3.5 million. So in total, how much? 6.7 million?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
0.7 million separations are happening every month. Okay? जिसमें से 3.5 million people are moving from one job to other. 1.5 million people are moving 1.5 million people are moving to unemployment. So 1.5 million पहले employed थे, वो हर महीने कितना कहाँ जा रहे हैं? अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट. और वो अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट जो है वो किस वजह से हो सकता है? कोई भी इंसान अनएम्प्लॉयड होगा तो उसके दो पॉसिबल रीजन हो सकते हैं. क्या क्या? जैसे मान लो मैं आज सोचती हूँ मैं आज मेरे पास जॉब है और कल मेरे पास जॉब नहीं है, तो उसके क्या क्या दो कारण हो सकते हैं?
One is terminated from the company.
Yes. And the other is?
Resigning.
Yes. तो या तो मुझे टर्मिनेट किया गया है या मुझे ले ऑफ किया गया है या फिर मैंने रिजाइन किया है. आइदर आई क्विट और आई एम लेड ऑफ. राइट? है कि नहीं? दो ऑप्शन है.
Yes.
सो ये जो 1.5 मिलियन पीपल हैं, इसमें से कुछ लोग हो सकते हैं हु आर रिजाइनिंग एंड सम पीपल, but resigning is not unemployment. Why it's not why is it not unemployment? You can be resigning. मान लो if somebody doesn't treat you well, if you are working in a very toxic culture, you will resign from the company na. But that doesn't mean ना कि your will to work and look for work has stopped and you're like कि बस मेरा हो गया, मैंने जिंदगी में जितना काम करना था हो गया. ऐसा तो नहीं करोगे ना, है ना? तो that's not retirement. मैम रीजन वुड बी रिसेशन. रीजन तो कुछ भी हो सकता है उस चीज का कि ले ऑफ हो रहा है या जो भी है, बट आप जब एक जगह से सेपरेट हो रहे हो तो वो या तो कंपनी आपको निकाल रही है या आप खुद जा रहे हो उस जगह से, ठीक है। रीजन हो सकता है रिसेशन में डिमांड चीजों की कम है तो लोगों को, बिकॉज फिर इनएफिशिएंट लोगों को फिर आप रिमूव कर देते हो, तो दैट कुड ऑल्सो बी द अदर रीजन। सो ये जो 1.5 मिलियन लोग हैं उसमें से लोग एग्जिट भी कर रहे हैं खुद, और कंपनी भी एग्जिट करवा सकती है, ठीक है। एंड ये जो 1.7 मिलियन पीपल हैं, ये कौन लोग हैं? दे आर मूविंग आउट ऑफ द लेबर फोर्स, ठीक है। ऑल राइट, सो ओके, सो ये तो हो गई एक कैटेगरी ऑफ लोग जो जो एम्प्लॉयड थे, और फिर वहां से 3 तरीके की मूवमेंट्स हैं। अब दूसरे तरीके की हमारी जो कैटेगरी आती है वो क्या होती है? अनएम्प्लॉयड लोग, अनएम्प्लॉयड। अब जो अनएम्प्लॉयड लोग हैं उसमें से हमने 2 एरोज निकाले, एक तो जो लोग आउट ऑफ लेबर फोर्स चले जाते हैं, राइट, और दूसरी जो कैटेगरी है वो क्या है? जो एम्प्लॉयमेंट की तरफ चले जाते हैं। सो जो आउट ऑफ लेबर फोर्स जा रहे हैं वो हमारे पास जो नंबर आया वो था 1.3 मिलियन, और जो लोग एम्प्लॉयमेंट की तरफ चले गए वो थे 1.8 मिलियन, ठीक है। So the people who moved from unemployment to employment, it became 1.8 million. And the people, sorry, I actually, हाँ मैंने ये इधर ना ऊपर वाले एरो पे लिखना है मुझे, हाँ, this is 1.3 million, ठीक है। तो अनएम्प्लॉयड टू आउट ऑफ लेबर फोर्स कितने लोग चले गए? 1.3 मिलियन, राइट। तो हाउ मेनी पीपल लेफ्ट द अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट सर्कल? या तो उनको काम मिल गया या तो उन्होंने काम ढूंढना बंद कर दिया। ऐसे कितने लोग थे?
1.8 plus 1.3,
Which is 3.1,
3.1.
right? So total 3.1 million people left unemployment. ठीक है। अच्छा, तो एक बात बताओ, इफ आई आस्क यू व्हाट इज द proportion of people who left unemployment out of total unemployed people? How many people are able to leave unemployment out of the total people who are unemployed? Who left unemployment? तो हम क्या बात कर रहे हैं कि देखो, हर महीने ओवरऑल जितने लोग अनएम्प्लॉयड हैं वो कितने हैं? 7 मिलियन। अब उसमें से हम क्या पूछ रहे हैं कि 7 मिलियन में से एक रफली एक नंबर बताओ कि इतने लोग जो है वो अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट से निकल के दूर जा पा रहे हैं, या तो आइदर दे आर एबल टू गेट सम एम्प्लॉयमेंट, or they lose hope, they become happy, they become blissful, whatever, they choose to go out of labor force. So what is that proportion of people who are leaving the unemployment circle? So how will I find it
1
out?
million by 7 million.
What?
3.1 million
Mhm.
of people who are getting jobs now,
Yeah.
and total number of unemployment which was 7 million at the time.
Perfect. So जो लोग बाहर जा पा रहे हैं, which will be 1.8 million plus 1.3 million divided by total number of people who are unemployed, which is 7 million. So what will be my number? My number will be 3.1 million. Proportion of people who are able to leave unemployment divided by total number of unemployed people, which is 7 million here. So what does that give me? That gives me close to 44%. So this is the percentage of people who are able to leave unemployment each month, because this was monthly data, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Are we clear so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है, तो एक कॉन्सेप्ट होता है, देयर इज अ कॉन्सेप्ट कॉल्ड ड्यूरेशन ऑफ अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट. देयर इज अ कॉन्सेप्ट कॉल्ड एवरेज ड्यूरेशन ऑफ अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट, जिसका मतलब होता है इट मीन्स द एवरेज नंबर ऑफ मंथ्स दैट अ पर्सन स्टेज अनएम्प्लॉयड. ठीक है, तो it basically means the average length of time that people spend unemployed. राइट, कैसे निकालोगे एवरेज ड्यूरेशन ऑफ अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट? मान लो 100 लोग हैं जो अनएम्प्लॉयड थे, ठीक है, सबसे पूछोगे जिस दिन वो अनएम्प्लॉयड हुए उसी दिन से काउंटिंग यू विल स्टार्ट, एंड देन यू विल आस्क देम, यू विल कैलकुलेट द ड्यूरेशन दैट इट टुक देम टू गेट द एम्प्लॉयमेंट. सबसे ये डेटा कलेक्ट करोगे और you will have 100 people and then you'll calculate the average. So that is the exact way of calculating the average duration of unemployment. But we can't do such precise calculation, right? But we can try to figure out something using this particular method. I can see that out of 7 million people, 3.1 million people are able to leave the unemployment circle, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, how much time will it take for that 7 million people to exactly leave the circle? So, let's say, just to keep our calculation simple, if 6 million would have been the total number of unemployed, and every single month 3 million people are able to leave the circle, then
2 months.
2
3
months.
million people leave the unemployment circle in 1 month, and the rest of the 3 will also leave in the next month, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So on an average, what can we say? That on an average, a person spends 2 months being unemployed till he either leaves the workforce or he gets some job, right? So if we have to figure out the average duration of unemployment, what do? It is nothing but the inverse of the proportion of the unemployed people leaving the unemployment each month. So my number was actually 44%. So if I do the inverse of it, what do I get? 1 by 44%. So this, right? So what do I get?
2.25 something.
So 2.25 something. So what does that give me? 2 months
And a quarter of a month.
and 1/4 of a month. So let's say 1 week, right? Approximately 2 months and 1 week, right? ठीक है? So
Yes, ma'am.
this is a basic method that we can use to figure out the average duration of unemployment that a person face using this particular data. So अगर मुझे पता है कि किस स्पीड से ये मूवमेंट हो रही है, तो मैं बता सकती हूँ कि on an average how much time people take to get employed or they leave the labor force basically. So how much time do they stay in this circle? So on an average, they spend 2 to 3 hours in this circle before either getting a job or becoming so hopeless that they think that they won't get any job. And then they decide that let's do something else in life. That can happen, right? Fine. So it's not like people will keep waiting indefinitely. People decide something or the other. They will maybe, decide ki, okay, I may not have the I may not have enough skill sets. I may not have enough information. I may need to study more. I may need to practice more. I may need to gain some skills. These things people realize and then they decide accordingly. Okay, chalo. So we've understood two basically circles. Now let's move on to the third one. So when we studied the third circle for the US data, we found that the people who are out of labor force, some people entered here and then some people entered here. So some people who were initially out of labor force, they started looking for jobs. And then some people who were out of labor force, who were not looking for jobs, they got the jobs, right? So what were these numbers close to? So these numbers were close to 1.5 million here. And these numbers were 1.1 million. Okay. So now, how many people in total are, moving into the labor force, either getting employed or looking for jobs?
2.6.
0.6.
So 1.5 plus 1.1. So that gives us 2.6. Acha, okay. How many people are dropping out of the labor force? How many people are dropping out of the labor force?
1.5 million and 1.1 million.
So listen to the question carefully. How many people are going out of the labor force? How many people are dropping out of the labor force? So they were initially labor force. Now they are dropping out of it.
1.7 million and 1.3 million.
So what is that number?
That is zero, right? Because
That is-
people are entering.
People are?
No, I'm sorry, ma'am.
3 million, right?
3 million.
So 3 million people are leaving the workforce, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And how many people are entering the workforce?
2.6 million.
Okay, so the questions can be asked like this also. How many people are leaving the workforce?
Ma'am, can you just repeat that once again?
Yeah, so my question was, how many people are dropping out of the labor force? So dropping out of the labor force meaning initially they were part of the labor force, but now they are not. So who were part of labor force? The people who are employed or the people who are unemployed. They are both considered part of labor force. So if somebody is either going out of both of these, will be going out of labor force. So this person is also going out of this. This person is also going out of this.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So they are dropping out of labor force. And these many people are going into the labor force. So that is 2.6 million. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Acha, very nice. So roughly, close to 3 million are dropping out, 2.6 million are going inside the labor force. So basically, there is a gap of 0.4 million, which is less. So workforce is reducing or increasing?
Increasing.
Increasing. Perfect. All right. So, okay. Acha. So now can you think about who are the people who would be moving from here to here or here? Ma'am, will you please repeat? Yes. So I am saying, so I said 3 million people are moving out of labor force and then 1.5 and then 1.1. 2.6 million people are joining the workforce. So what is the gap? So the gap is 0.4 million. So I have a gap of 0.4 million people. My labor force is reducing by 0.4 million. This is what we were saying. Right? Is that all right? ठीक है, अच्छा, हाँ, so can you tell me who are the people who will be moving from here to here or here? Some examples of people who will be like this, who are out of labor force and then who are joining.
Somebody who didn't want to work at all but got a job offer, so he took it, would be from out of labor to employment.
Perfect.
Somebody who was not working maybe because he had a lot of money but has now made a big hole in his savings would now want to look for work and go to unemployment sector and look for work there.
Perfect. That is also a very good explanation. Okay. And there is a very big chunk of people which you are missing out on.
Students who are now capable of working.
Yes, students, right? So students, third year students, है ना? थर्ड ईयर स्टूडेंट्स जो प्लेसमेंट में बैठना शुरू कर देते हैं, they are either here or they are either here, right?
Hopefully, ma'am.
I wish they are here. All my best wishes to them. Nobody should be here. Okay. Anyways, today we will learn a lot of good things regarding, your placements and all of these things. We are going to talk about wage determination today. So बहुत अच्छी अच्छी बातें आपको देखने को मिलेंगी. ठीक है. Okay. And who will be the people? थोड़ा सा कमेंट करो, ये कौन लोग हो सकते हैं जो एम्प्लॉयमेंट से आउट ऑफ लेबर फोर्स जा रहे हैं?
Somebody who is retired.
या सो कोई भी रिटायर अगर कर रहा होगा तो वो पहले इधर जाएगा और फिर वो बिल्कुल किधर चला जाएगा?
वो स्टार्टिंग वाले राइट साइड ब्लॉक में जिसमें कोई काम नहीं करता.
Perfect. Or individuals who face disability now. That is also perfectly valid reason. Yes, perfect. All right. ठीक है. And guys, you see, एक चीज और, the people who are currently out of labor force, and अगर आप numbers देखो ना, the people who are students, their number is not so huge. But जब आप US के लिए data देखते हो, you see so many people get 1.5 million people is a huge number. But the number of students who are entering the field is not very huge. So you realize a phenomena here that many of the people who are sitting here, they are skilled, they want to work, but because they have been in this circle for so long that they became so discouraged that they are a part of out of labor force now. So they no longer have any hopes. They no longer have the capacity or the energy to actively look for work and get tortured every day. So they become discouraged. And now when somebody offers them a job, then they pick it up. So lot of people who are here, they may not be the ones who don't want to work. ये जो आउट ऑफ लेबर फोर्स वाले लोग हैं, इसमें बहुत बड़ा चंक जो है ऐसे लोगों का है जो जिसको हम लोग डिस्करेज्ड वर्कर बोल सकते हैं. एक ऐसा इंसान जो काम करना चाहता है बट वो इतना डिस्करेज हो गया है कि उसमें काम ढूंढने की हिम्मत नहीं है. ठीक है. सो discouraged workers. So this is also one category of people. All right. Is that all right?
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है. So ये जो movements हैं, ये हर इकोनॉमी में इंक्लूडिंग इंडिया हर मोमेंट पे चलती रहती हैं. ये मूवमेंट्स कॉन्टिन्यूसली होती रहती हैं, यहाँ से वहां से यहाँ. ये कॉन्टिन्यूस बेसिस पे मूवमेंट्स होती रहती हैं. There is one task for you. Try to figure out these numbers for India. the latest numbers. We don't want to be very precise. ऐसा नहीं है कि हमें बहुत precise होना है. We just want to understand the magnitude. Basic magnitude हमें जानना है कि how many people are out of labor force, how many people are unemployed, how many people are employed. Okay? 2024, 2023 के बारे में भी अगर आप try to figure that numbers. So try to find such a circle, try to create such a circle for India. You will trust me, you will learn a lot. So put your Googling skills, okay, and try to figure out these numbers. And we will discuss this at the beginning of the next class. Fine. And you can also post your findings on the group. I would be looking forward to it. Okay, Ji. Let's move on. Any questions related to this?
No, ma'am.
चले आगे. Fine. चलो. Okay. Moving on. चलो अब हम जो है कुछ 2-3 ग्राफ्स पढ़ेंगे और उसके बारे में बात करेंगे. As someone who is studying economics, graphs should be the things that you should be able to handle very, very easily. आपको graphs read करना, graphs समझना, graphs बनाना, ये सारी चीजें बहुत अच्छे से आनी चाहिए, ठीक है? So let's try to understand what is this graph saying and what is this saying. इससे हमको क्या क्या पता चलता है, क्या देख सकते हैं, ठीक है? So अभी हम लोग unemployment rate के बारे में ही बात कर रहे हैं और हमारा reference अभी US है because of the US author, ठीक है? चलो. Okay, so कोई भी graph, the general guidelines for reading any graph. First of all, try to see what is on the x-axis, what is on the x-axis, and what is on the y-axis, and try to understand and figure out what are the units on the x-axis, what are the units on the y-axis. So tell me, what do you see here? So this figure says movements in the US unemployment rate from 1948 to 2010. Okay. So what is on the x-axis?
Time. Yes.
Time in years. Perfect. And on the y-axis, what do we see?
Unemployment rate in percent.
Unemployment rate in percentages. So unemployment rate in percentages. Okay. Unemployment rate, we know how to define it. Can you please, one of you please define it for me? Unemployment rate कैसे define करेंगे?
Ma'am, number
The
of
rate of unemployed people to the labor force.
ठीक है. तो there was one other person who was speaking. Very sweet voice. Ridhima, you also has a very sweet voice. Please, I want to know the name.
Ma'am, it was me.
Kavya. Yes, Kavya.
Ma'am, I was telling the same thing. Number of people who are unemployed to the labor force.
Perfect. Number of unemployed people. And guys, you have to tell me the number of, tell me the unemployment rate in India, okay? Number of unemployed people divided by labor force, right? ठीक है. तो ये ग्राफ मेरे को क्या बता रहा है कि ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम from 1948 to 2010, what has been the unemployment rate in the US, right?
Yes, ma'am.
तो अब क्या ये ग्राफ समझना मेरे लिए मुश्किल है? नहीं, बड़ा सिंपल सा है. क्या ओवर द टाइम, ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट क्या रहा है इन द यूएस, वो हमें बता रहे हैं, ठीक है? और बिकॉज इन्होंने क्या बोला है, सिंस 1948 द एवरेज ईयरली US unemployment rate has been fluctuated between 3% and 10%. So ये lowest value 3% रही है और इन्होंने ये इनकी peak value जो है ये 10% है, तो इन्होंने बोला है कि भाई 3% से लेके 10% के बीच में ही पिछले जितने भी सालों का डेटा हमने स्टडी किया है वो इन्हीं के बीच में फ्लक्चुएट हुआ है। आप 1950 से 60 के बीच में देखोगे तो ये कहाँ से कहाँ के बीच में फ्लक्चुएट हुआ है, क्लोज टू 3 से 7 के बीच में, राइट। 60 से लेके अगर आप 70 तक देखो तो ये लेट से 3.5 टू 7 के बीच में फ्लक्चुएट हुआ है। 70 से 80 के बीच में अगर आप देखते हो तो ये काफी वेरिएशन आया है, 3.5 से लेके क्लोज टू 10%, एंड देन इट हैज बीन फॉलिंग डाउन। सो यहाँ पे आप एक अपवर्ड ट्रेंड देख रहे हो इन दीज इयर्स इन अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट, राइट, अगर एवरेज आउट कर दिया जाए तो। And here we see a downward trend with obviously there are fluctuations going up and down, but we do see a downward trend here. And then suddenly there is a spike. What happened here? यहाँ पे क्या हुआ था?
2008 crisis, financial crisis.
2008 US financial crisis. Right? और ये जो भी आपको शेडेड रीजन दिख रहे हैं ना, ये इस ग्राफ में जितने भी शेडेड रीजन दिख रहे हैं, दीज आर रीजन्स ऑफ रिसेशन। ये रिसेशन पीरियड को शो कर रहा है कि ये जितना भी शेडेड रीजन है, वॉट एवर इज दिस शेडेड रीजन, दिस इज द पीरियड ऑफ रिसेशन। डाउन टाइम चल रहा था, जीडीपी ग्रोथ नहीं हो रही थी, आउटपुट ग्रोथ नहीं हो रही थी, राइट। सो रिसेशन के जो पीरियड्स हैं उसमें हमें क्या देखने को मिलता है कि जब रिसेशन शुरू हो रहा है, मान लो यहाँ पे रिसेशन शुरू हुआ, तो रिसेशन शुरू हो रहा है और रिसेशन खत्म हो रहा है, उसके बीच में हमें क्या देखने को मिलता है?
Increase in unemployment.
Increase in unemployment, which is quite natural. जब आउटपुट ग्रोथ नहीं होगी, लोगों के पास पैसा नहीं होगा, तो लोगों के पास काम नहीं होगा, तो लोग स्पेंड नहीं करेंगे, तो लोग हायर भी नहीं करेंगे ना, राइट।
Yes.
तो can we see that these are different periods of what? These are my periods of recession, and in the beginning to the end, if I compare the recession period, I see that the unemployment rate is going up. The same thing I can see in 2008 as well, right? Is that all right?
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है, सो ये ग्राफ समझ आ गया सबको?
Yes, ma'am.
So ma'am, did we say that? Ma'am, did we say 1990 recession have more magnitude than 2008? No, actually we did not say that. क्योंकि सी हम लोग सिर्फ जब कोई भी रिसेशन आता है उसमें बहुत सारी चीजें देखी जाती हैं, जिसमें एक चीज होती है अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट, जीडीपी रेट कितना फॉल किया, हाँ, लेकिन हम यहाँ पे क्या देख पा रहे हैं कि अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट, okay, so okay ma'am, I thought in 1980 the width of unemployment is more. Okay, so ओके, एक्चुअली हम लोग देखो विड्थ जो है वो तो टाइम पीरियड बताएगी, विड्थ जो है ना, वो तो ये बताएगी कि वो जो पीरियड था वो कितना लंबा चला है, जो रिसेशन पीरियड है, हाउ लॉन्ग हैज इट बीन गोइंग ऑन। मेरे को अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट का परसेंटेज तो ये नंबर्स बताएंगे कि वो कितना चेंज हुआ है, राइट? ठीक है, चलो ओके, परफेक्ट, आई एम ग्लैड ये ग्राफ हमें समझ में आया। गाइज, लेट्स टेक अ क्विक 5 minutes break and we will resume at 7 p.m. sharp again, and we will try to understand 2 more graphs and then we will follow the discussion further. Fine. I'll see you in quickly next 5 minutes. Let's resume at 7 p.m. All right. So guys, we saw the graph. We saw that, you know, पहली बात तो एक बहुत ही कॉमन चीज दैट वी सी व्हेन वी सी दिस ग्राफ इज द अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट इज नॉट something which is very stable. It keeps fluctuating. The moment you have recession, it will go up, it will shoot up, and then the moment things starts to normalize, it again falls down. So we see there is a pattern of going up and down and up and down and up and down. इस तरीके का एक pattern है, right? So now we want to see कि when this unemployment rate keeps changing, how is it affecting the people in the economy? How is it affecting the workers in the economy? So that is our main question that we will try to target now. The question that we will be dealing with is the main objective, the main agenda would be to understand how these fluctuations in the aggregate unemployment rate how they affect individual workers. And this is a very important discussion for you personally as well, because every one of you plans to join the workforce. Either you plan to do a job or you plan to do a business. In any which way, you do plan to be a part of workforce, because you're just entering for a very long period of time, at least 30-40 years, you will be working now. So all these things are very, very important for you from a personal standpoint also, not just from the macro standpoint. So we want to understand how are these things going to affect the individual workers in the economy. And why are we interested in this question? Because we want to know how these changes affect the welfare of the individual workers. We also want to know how these changes affect their wages also, because these two things are very important for us. So we want to understand in depth how ये जो अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट में चेंजेस हो रहे हैं, ये किस तरीके से इंडिविजुअल वर्कर को इम्पैक्ट करते हैं। ठीक है, चलो सो अब शुरुआत यहां से करते हैं कि मान लो सपोज इन द इकोनॉमी देर इज लो डिमांड, देर इज अ लो डिमांड। ठीक है, देर इज अ रिसेशन पीरियड, रिसेशन है जिसकी वजह से देर इज लो डिमांड, देर इज अ डिक्रीज इन डिमांड। ओके, सो देर इज अ डिक्रीज इन डिमांड, decrease in demand. So we want to dissect this thing very, very minutely and understand how does a firm react to this particular thing. कि कोई भी एक firm है वो इस particular event पे किस तरीके से react करेगी, and how will that reaction affect the workers. ठीक है, so I have told you what is the event which has happened. So there is a recession, there is no demand, there has been a decrease in demand, and we are trying to look at how will the firms in the economy which are involved in production, how are they going to respond to this decrease in demand. ठीक है, that is the objective right now. So we want to understand how will firm respond to this? How are firms going to respond to this? How firms will respond to this decrease in demand? ठीक है, चलो अब बहुत ही बिल्कुल प्लेन तरीके से, बिल्कुल नॉर्मल तरीके से हम सोचेंगे, बिल्कुल बेसिक भाषा में, बेसिक अपना लॉजिक लगाएंगे। अब आपको क्या लगता है कि फर्म जो है किस तरीके से, देयर हैज बीन अ डिक्रीज इन डिमांड, तो फर्म क्या करेगी? एंड स्पेशली वी आर कंसर्न्ड अबाउट हाउ दिस इज गोइंग टू अफेक्ट द वर्कर्स, तो वी आर गोइंग टू थिंक फ्रॉम द वर्कर्स स्टैंड पॉइंट, तो हम लोग उस पर्सपेक्टिव से सोचेंगे। So yeah, let's start thinking and let's start the discussion. Yes. There has been a decrease in demand. Now we want to see how will the firm react to it in terms of things related to workers.
Firms will be ready to pay higher wages to the workers because there is a decrease in demand in the whole economy, and um, there's not that much employment. So firms will employ the workers at any wage rate, and then the process will continue.
हमें बिल्कुल देखो, बिल्कुल जो है, हमें बिल्कुल इकोनॉमिक्स पर्सपेक्टिव से नहीं सोचना है। इकोनॉमिक्स भी लॉजिक ही, हमें बिल्कुल लॉजिकली सोचना है। डिमांड है ही नहीं, देयर इज नो डिमांड, ठीक है? तो फर्म ऑलरेडी बहुत सारे लोगों को एम्प्लॉय कर रही है, फर्म हैज ऑलरेडी एम्प्लॉयड अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल, ठीक है? एंड फर्म्स ओवर टाइम नए नए लोगों को हायर करती रहती हैं। उस पर्सपेक्टिव से सोचो कि अगर डिमांड नहीं है तो फर्म क्या करेगी विद पर्सपेक्टिव टू वर्कर्स। बिल्कुल नॉर्मल लॉजिक लगा के सोचना है, बिल्कुल कॉम्प्लिकेटेड नहीं है।
मैम ले ऑफ करेगी।
सो वेरी गुड, कि मान लो अगर डिक्रीज इन डिमांड बहुत ज्यादा हो गई, कि उसका प्रॉफिट बहुत ही कम हो गया। जब डिक्रीज इन डिमांड होता है, व्हेन देयर इज अ डिक्रीज इन डिमांड, व्हाट विल दैट लीड टू? फर्म विल अर्न लोअर प्रॉफिट्स ना, इट विल बी एबल टू डू लेस सेल्स। यस,
Yes, ma'am.
so
Yes,
if it
ma'am.
will be able to do less sales, so what will it say? Maybe I don't need 500 people that I have hired thinking that I will be able to do so much sales, and then I will be needing too many people. So then what will it do? It will say, we hired you anticipating a increase in demand, but right now we don't have demand, so we are laying you off. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
right? जो बड़ी बड़ी edtech firms थी, what happened to them? You guys are reading news or just whatever happens? So पिछले कितने पिछले last 1 year में you must have heard so much about layoffs. क्यों इतना क्यों सुन रहे थे आप layoffs के बारे में?
Because of decrease in demand.
People thought that they will be able to sell a lot more than what they were actually doing, right? And in that anticipation, they hired too many people, right? And then when they realize that they are not able to make sales, then what will they do? If you hire someone, you have to pay them salaries. तो फिर वो कहाँ से दोगे तुम? नहीं दे सकते ना। अगर आपकी सेल्स नहीं हो रही है तो अल्टीमेटली आपको बोलना पड़ेगा ना एक पॉइंट के बाद कि सॉरी, I mean, we have full sympathy, full empathy with you, but we can't really do anything because we also don't have money, right?
Yes, ma'am.
तो अगर डिक्रीज इन डिमांड बहुत ज्यादा है तो क्या होगा? ले ऑफ्स होने लग जाएंगे, राइट?
Yes, ma'am.
सो परफेक्ट। इफ सो हमने एक सिचुएशन समझी कि if the decrease in demand is huge, then there are layoffs. There are layoffs. और अगर ले ऑफ हो रहे हैं तो क्या नए लोगों की हायरिंग होगी क्या?
No, ma'am.
नहीं।
No.
तो नए लोगों की हायरिंग तो आप करोगे ही नहीं, और जो ऑलरेडी आपके पास लोग हैं उसमें से भी आप वही रोल्स रखोगे जो बहुत एसेंशियल है, राइट? सो एक
Yes.
तरीके से you will only try to keep the people without which your business cannot operate. Otherwise, all the fancy, unnecessary thing which people try to, put money into when things are booming, people will say, shut the business, shut the unnecessary things, shut the unproductive things, and then just focus on the basic necessary things, right? So this is what happens during the downtimes. Only the essential roles remain. ठीक है, ये हो गई एक चीज। दूसरी चीज, अब मान लो उसके अलावा, अब मान लो डिक्रीज इन डिमांड है बट उतनी नहीं है कि आपको अपनी करंट वर्कफोर्स को भी ले ऑफ करना पड़े, तो क्या होगा उसका रिजल्ट?
मैम वेजेस कट होगा।
हाँ, वेजेस कट भी हो सकती है, या फिर वेजेस कट तो एक्चुअली इसमें भी हो सकती है, राइट? उसके अलावा
न्यू हायरिंग नहीं होगी,
हायरिंग या तो फ्रीज हो जाएगी या फिर
रिड्यूस हो जाएगी।
या स्लो हायरिंग होगी या फिर हायरिंग फ्रीज हो जाएगी। हायरिंग फ्रीज और स्लो हायरिंग, if there is decrease in demand which is not too much. तो अभी if you open LinkedIn and if you try to see, I'm personally witnessing all of these things. I mean, if you open LinkedIn and if you see things, so many premier institutes are also not able to place their students, right? अगर आपने न्यूज़ सुनी हो या आप आजकल देख रहे हो कि even IITs and very big institutes are having trouble in getting their students placed. तो वो क्यों हो रहा है? कि ऐसा नहीं है कि लोगों के पास स्किल्स नहीं है, लोगों के पास स्किल सेट है, दे आर फ्रॉम अ वेरी प्रीमियर इंस्टीट्यूट, बट व्हाट इज हैपनिंग? कंपनीज ने हायरिंग फ्रीज कर रखी है, कंपनीज ने स्लो हायरिंग की हुई है, और ऐसे वक्त में व्हाट आर दे सेइंग कि आई वुड रादर कीप एन एम्प्लॉय जिसको मैंने 1 साल से ट्रेन किया है, जिसको मेरी कंपनी के बारे में पता है, देन हायर समवन न्यू, राइट? जिसको मेरी कंपनी के साथ कोई लॉयल्टी ही नहीं है। एकदम से थोड़ी ना कंपनी के साथ लॉयल्टी बनती है आपकी। सो that is potentially the reason of you hearing all these news, because the माहौल is like this. हायरिंग हर जगह फ्रीज हुई है। आपने न्यूज सुनी होगी कि गूगल ने ले ऑफ कर दिए, फेसबुक ने इतने ले ऑफ कर दिए, ट्विटर ने तो चलो इलॉन मस्क ने अपना नया सीईओ, ट्विटर जब सीईओ उनका इलॉन मस्क बना तो उन्होंने तो वैसे ही बहुत सारे लोगों को हायर फायर कर दिया। तो इतनी बड़ी बड़ी माइक्रोसॉफ्ट ने ले ऑफ किए, इतनी बड़ी बड़ी कंपनीज जब ले ऑफ कर रही हैं तो छोटी कंपनीज का तो क्या ही हाल हो रहा होगा, राइट? तो all these things happen during recession, fine. So जब भी कोई डिक्रीज इन डिमांड होता है तो फर्म जो है इस तरीके से जो है क्या करती है, रिस्पॉन्ड करती है, ठीक है? तो अब एक बात बताओ, ये चीज समझ आ गई यहां तक?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
तो अगर हायरिंग स्लो है, इफ हायरिंग इज स्लो और कोई अनएम्प्लॉयड इंसान है, तो क्या उसको जॉब मिलने में दिक्कत होगी?
Yes, ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
So if hiring is slow, the people who are unemployed, they will have a hard time finding a job. मान लो हायरिंग नॉर्मल होती तो कोई बात नहीं, कोई अनएम्प्लॉयड भी है तो वो 4-5 जगह अप्लाई करता, उसको मिल जाती जॉब. तो if hiring is slow, what happens? The chances of unemployed people getting a job reduces, right? So this is one thing. Second point जो हमने stress किया वो क्या था कि if there are layoffs, अगर layoffs हो रहे हैं तो जो employed लोग हैं उनके साथ क्या होता है? Then what happens to the employed people? अगर मैं एम्प्लॉयड हूं, ठीक है, लेकिन अभी लेऑफ्स का सीजन है, तो क्या मुझे टेंशन रहेगी कि व्हाट इफ एम आई बीइंग फायर्ड और नॉट?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yes.
Right? So the employed people are also at risk of getting fired.
Yes, ma'am.
So they are also at risk of losing jobs. So let me tell you one story. So I think this is 6-7 months back. So this is some story. So I won't name anyone, okay? So we were out with some friends. So there is one friend. She's working in a very big company. Okay, so dream company. बहुत ही बड़ी company में वो काम कर रही हैं. She's working right now as well. But during that time, the layoff season was such कि इस तरीके से there used to be a list, एक list आती थी जिसमें पता चलता था कि इसकी नौकरी है, इसकी नहीं है, इसकी है, इसकी नहीं है. एंड जिन लोगों को निकाल दिया जाता था उनकी ईमेल एक्सेस रिमूव हो जाती है. आपकी कंपनी की एक ईमेल आपको मिलती है, तो उनकी ईमेल एक्सेस रिमूव हो जाती थी. और जब वो अपनी ईमेल एक्सेस नहीं कर पाते थे तब उनको पता चलता था कि ओके, वी हैव बीन लेड ऑफ. सो दैट वाज द सिचुएशन वाज सो ग्रिम. इतनी जो है खराब सिचुएशन थी. एंड इट वाज अ वेरी बिग कंपनी. सो यू इमेजिन what would be happening in smaller firms. Okay, so these things are real. ये चीज होती हैं and people are scared. Nobody tells them कि क्या होने वाला है. They are always at risk कि okay. I know people who've postponed so many of their plans just because they knew that they might be at the risk of layoff. So they did not want to disturb or make anybody angry at office, because they could find any reason and make you go away, because the times are not so good in terms of the corporate sector nowadays. एक पीरियड होता है, एक बूम फेज होता है, एक डाउन टर्न वाला फेज होता है. अभी वो ही वाला थोड़ा सा फेज चल रहा था, अभी भी उसी तरीके से चीजें चल रही हैं. So these are the things which are actually happening, and these things happen. Okay, so no names.
That's why government jobs are better, or like it's quite risky in corporates.
No, I won't say that. That is a debate for another time. That is a debate for another time. We will definitely discuss all of this. See, हर चीज का positive negative है. There is stability, of course, in government jobs like that. But there are other things which corporate sector also provides. But we'll definitely.
But
something. Yeah.
for India, like our government is doing privatization more. So, ma'am,
Yeah.
do you think, considering the things like we are studying here, the
Yeah.
decrease in demand, the boom, and the recession phase,
Yeah.
so isn't it that risky for our economy? Like, we want the stable economy and we have to grow further. So, is privatization a good thing for India, a country like India?
नहीं, देखो, ये जो चीजें हैं ना, ये चीजें खराब नहीं है. रिसेशन बूम, दीज थिंग्स आर अ पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ. ये चीज कभी खत्म नहीं हो सकती. There will always be some boom time, there will be recession. This is part of a business cycle. इसी तरीके से चीजें चलती हैं.
Ma'am, but
चाहे,
privatizing,
हाँ, आप, you cannot provide everything publicly in an efficient manner. You do need to keep some services within yourself because of the, equity reasons, because of the reasons that you need to cater to every person in the, country. आप सिर्फ रिच लोगों को केटर नहीं करोगे, और कुछ सर्विसेज हैं जो हर इंसान के रीच तक होनी चाहिए. बिकॉज दोज रीजंस, some things need to be kept within the control of the government. But बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जिसमें there is a lot of efficiency lack, which the private sector can provide efficiently.
yes, ma'am, right.
So, लेकिन चाहे आप जितनी ज्यादा चीजें आप पब्लिक भी कर दो, लेकिन ये जो चीज है, चीजें बूम करना फिर डाउन फेज आना, फिर बूम करना फिर डाउन फेज आना, ये हमेशा इसी तरीके से चलता है.
Yes, ma'am, got it.
It cannot be like this all the time. Ananya is saying, corporate provide more growth. My dad being from defense forces does not recommend it. It's a noble service, but it kills one's creativity. That's true. But yeah, we'll definitely try to keep some session to discuss all these things, because all of this is very, very interesting. Anyways, coming back, let's come back. हाँ जी, तो हम कहाँ थे? But yeah, guys, the stories that I've told you, these are real. These are happening. तो ये होता है, और these are not just stories that I'm making up. Okay. Anyways, coming back. ठीक है. तो अगर layoffs हो रहे हैं, तो the people who are employed, they are also at risk of losing their jobs. Okay. So, लेकिन इन जनरल ऐसा नहीं होता है कि फर्म्स जो है सिर्फ हायरिंग फ्रीज कर रही हैं या फिर ले ऑफ्स ही कर रहे हैं. यूजुअली फर्म्स जो है दोनों चीजें करती हैं. ठीक है, कोई बढ़िया टैलेंट दिखा, या कुछ ऐसा टैलेंट है जिसकी उनको आवश्यकता है, जिससे वो अपनी सेल्स बढ़ा सकती हैं, या अपना कोई काम अच्छे तरीके से करती हैं, तो सिर्फ वो रिक्वायर्ड टैलेंट को हायर करती हैं. तो स्लो हायरिंग भी रखती हैं, और जो इनएफिशिएंट लोग हैं, या जो भी उनको ऐसा वर्टिकल इन देयर डिपार्टमेंट लगता है जो रेलेवेंट नहीं है, उसके लोगों को वो ले ऑफ करते हैं. सो देर इज अ मिक्स ऑफ बोथ. सो जब भी देर इज अ रिसेशन फेज, तो उसकी वजह से क्या होता है, द अनएम्प्लॉयड पीपल को काम लेने में मुश्किल होती है, और जो ऑलरेडी एम्प्लॉयड लोग होते हैं उनको भी डर लगा रहता है कि कहीं हमारी नौकरी ना चली जाए. सो रिसेशन टाइम पे ये दोनों एक्टिविटीज ऑपरेट कर रही होती हैं. ठीक है. सो दिस इज व्हाट हैपेंस. तो अगर मैं आपको डायग्रामेटिकली थोड़ी सी चीजें दिखाऊं, लेट मी शो यू द डायग्राम्स. रेफरेंस जो है, अगेन द रेफरेंस इज यूएस डेटा. Let me show you two diagrams. ठीक है, चलो, तो हमें ये डायग्राम रीड करना है. अब इस डायग्राम को रीड करने के लिए मेरा पहला स्टेप क्या होना चाहिए? सबसे पहले एक्स एक्सिस पे क्या है मैं वो देखूंगी, फिर वाई एक्सिस पे क्या है वो देखूंगी. तो यहाँ पे एक्स एक्सिस पे क्या है?
Time in
टाइम.
years.
लेकिन यहाँ पे ये 1 1 1 1 ये सब क्या है? Can we guess what could it be potentially?
or month of
Per
that month.
month.
इट कुड बी मंथ, और जैसे अगर आप इसको देखते हो तो ये आपको क्या दिख रहा है? 1 2 1 2 3 4, राइट? तो ये क्या हो सकता है?
Quarter.
क्वार्टर, राइट? तो कुछ चीजें गेस भी कर सकते हैं हम, ठीक है? तो ये फर्स्ट क्वार्टर इन्होंने अपना मेन रेफरेंस बनाया हुआ है, और क्वार्टरली जो है रादर देन एवरी सिंगल मंथ, ईयर के अंदर भी एवरी क्वार्टर को इन्होंने रिप्रेजेंट किया हुआ है। सो क्वार्टरली डेटा है ईयर वाइज, ठीक है? अच्छा, यहाँ पे क्या है? अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट इन परसेंटेजेस, और यहाँ पे क्या है? This is percent of unemployed people finding a job. This is the percentage of people, percentage of unemployed people who are able to find a job. तो कितने अनएम्प्लॉयड लोग हैं जिनको जॉब मिल गई? और यहाँ पे क्या लिखा हुआ है? इनवर्स स्केल। इनवर्स स्केल का क्या मतलब है? उल्टा स्केल। तो इसको देखो जरा, ये क्या लिखा हुआ है यहाँ पे 16 है, यहाँ पे 18 है, यहाँ पे 20 है, तो स्केल उल्टा चल रहा है, राइट?
Yes, ma'am.
यूजुअली क्या होता है? द थिंग्स ग्रो लाइक दिस।
Yes,
यहाँ पे
ma'am.
क्या हो रहा है? दे आर ग्रोइंग इन द ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन, सो दैट इज व्हाई दे हैव रिटन इनवर्स स्केल, है ना?
Yes, ma'am.
तो व्हाट डू वी सी? अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट जब नीचे जा रहा है, दिस रेड वन इज अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट. So what is happening? The percentage of unemployed workers finding a job each month, is this increasing or decreasing?
Increasing.
So if unemployment rate goes down, this is unemployment rate going down, right?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
जैसे मान लो यहाँ से यहाँ अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट नीचे जा रहा है ना, कम हो रहा है अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So percent of unemployed people finding job बढ़ रही है कि कम हो रही है?
But
I'm increasing.
It is increasing. तो इन दोनों का रिलेशनशिप कैसा है?
Inverse.
Inverse.
इनवर्स है. हम भी वही बोल रहे थे ना कि अगर ज्यादा अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट है, मतलब रिसेशन फेज है, तो लोगों को, जो लोग अनएम्प्लॉयड हैं, उनको जॉब ढूंढने में प्रॉब्लम होती है, राइट? तो जब जब ये अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट ज्यादा होगा, ये नंबर ऑफ अनएम्प्लॉयड पीपल हु आर एबल टू फाइंड जॉब ये कम होता जाएगा. जैसे यहाँ पे ये 18% है जब अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट 10% है, और जब अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट यहाँ पे कम होगा, लेट्स से 4.5%, तब ये कितना हो जाएगा? 29% मान लो, राइट? तो दिस इज इनवर्स रिलेशनशिप. दिस इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट वी हैव आल्सो सेड,
Yes, ma'am.
राइट? सो जिस तरीके से ये मूव कर रहा है, उसी तरीके से ये मूव कर रहा है ऑन एन इनवर्स स्केल. तो अगर आप ये इनवर्स स्केल नहीं स्टडी करोगे तो आपको लगेगा कि अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट कम तो ये भी कम, लेकिन एक्चुअली ये नंबर्स उल्टे लिखे हुए हैं, इसलिए ये आपको सेम तरीके से इनका बिहेवियर दिख रहा है, राइट?
Ma'am, so it's basically saying that there's an inverse relation between unemployment and employment.
Kind of, you can say that. So higher unemployment means less is the number of unemployed people who will be able to get a job.
Ma'am, getting a job is employment, right? So,
Yeah, but you know, when you say employment, you also include the people who are already employed.
oh, okay, ma'am.
So we don't want to talk about them,
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
you know? So we just want to talk about that,
Okay, okay, ma'am.
right? So this also kind of confirms what we were saying, that the chances of unemployed people getting a job reduce when the hiring is slow. Okay. And this is another diagram. And what is this diagram saying? Can we see? So again, this is quarterly data. This is unemployment rate in percentages. And this is monthly separation rate. What is separation rate? Separation, you can say the people who are employed and they are leaving the company. Either they are resigning or the company is laying them off, right? That was separation. Okay. So what do you see? And this is not on an inverse scale. This is on a direct scale. Okay. So this was 1% and then this is direct scale. So we see that whatever is the situation of employment, unemployment, similar is the situation of monthly separation rate.
Yes, ma'am.
So higher unemployment means higher monthly separation. Meaning what? If the unemployment rate is high, the people who are leaving the company, either the company is leaving them or they are leaving company, is increasing, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is also confirming this second point, that the
Yes.
employed people are at risk of losing jobs, and that is being shown by the people who are separating. Right?
Yes.
Yes. So, yeah, so these are the diagrams that we wanted to understand. Okay. So, all right. So we've tried to see quite a few diagrams today. We have tried to understand them. From the next class, so I've tried to give you enough background to generate your interest now. We will try to keep slightly longer classes from next class. हमारा enough background और interest I think बन गया होगा अभी. तो अब जो next class है उससे हम लोग wage determination के बारे में बात करेंगे. And I will also start giving you, question assignments, things like that, after our next class. ठीक है? So apologies, ma'am, but which chapter are we doing right now? So chapter number 6, book Oliver Blanchard. Chapter number 6, labor market. We are doing that. Noted. Okay. ठीक है? So, okay. We missed yesterday's class for micro, but no worries, we'll make it up. Okay. Tomorrow we will be having a class for mathematics, the introductory part. How do we plan to proceed with the maths part at 6 p.m. So we will be doing that. All right. So what I will like to do is, guys, because this Sunday we won't have any maths class because अभी हमारे पास उतने questions, अभी आपने enough चीजें करी ही नहीं है कि हम question discussion और doubt start करें. So I would like to keep the makeup class जो हमने class एक miss कर दी थी कल की. Can we keep it at 11 this Sunday? The micro class this Sunday. I will also post it on the group and ask but for those of you who are here. Okay. I will also post it on the group and ask if everybody is okay with that. Okay. All right. Perfect. ठीक है. चलो. Okay, guys, I will see you tomorrow for the maths class and subsequently for other classes. Okay. And please let me know the India situation for employment, unemployment, and out of labor force. And also tell me the unemployment rate in India for 2023 and 2024 currently. Okay, perfect. All right. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.